All right, so technique one, you one open hand from the bottom when you start. You want to make sure your hand is not so close you're going to hit your own elbow. You'll feel a balance point. It's not quite halfway up, but it's pretty good distance from your left hand. Technique one, you're going to come in with the thrust on the outside as a fake. When he blocks that, you slide down to the hand and the leg or the foot, depending on your range. I'm cutting that now. As I do is just demonstrate this slow. You take one step and then another step here. When you really do it faster though, it's going to be thrust, drop, and uppercut all in one step. So think of it almost like before. You have the little shuffle step here. This one falls down into the retreating step here in a 45. You want to make sure your retreat on that is simply not cut here, because I'm still inside his range if he wants to thrust or hit me. So I want to retreat off of that cut, and then I'm going to end with a thrust, which he's going to parry. All right, I don't want to train him to accept a hit either. So watch again. Thrust, down, up, thrust. All right, and that's technique number one. Set two begins with a middle grip. Yesterday we were predominantly here on a low grip. Today we're more middle grip. Maybe fighting inside a house, or maybe this is more congested with trees. You don't have the same kind of reach you do, or the room to play as with the first set. So if you're stuck, for room, second set is good. All right, so he goes to thrust me. I parry this out, I come in, I smack him in the side of the head. This comes in and I disarm off of that. If I step in with my hip, I want to get in deep past the point of his spear. I don't want that to hit me. So I disarm that, cut the throat, stab into the hip to drive him down. All right? If you have room, then you can smack him vertically here, get some length. If not, just transfer the spear and just run him into the ground that way. Okay? But the technique of the form is simply the stand-up part, which is the thrust, pull this out, hammer this here, pop him between the eyes, that's a little more incentive. The disarm is against the wrist here, cut the throat there. Now you're going into the hip, and when I explained yesterday for the new guys, think of the hips and the pelvic girdle as a cup. You're entering in one side, but you're actually stabbing the inside of the opposite side. So if you stab the guy here, you're going downward to catch like the top of the femur on this side. That really sits the guy down with a good hard stab. All right, show from the other side. He comes in with the stab, parry out, hit between the eyes, step in, disarm, cut, stay up your hip down. All right, and that's technique one off the second set. Here's your warm-up drill for the third set. He comes in on a 1. I meet it with a 1, cutting the wood at a 45-degree angle. He comes in on a broken 2, reverse 2. I hit it on a 2, cutting the wood at an angle. He comes in on a 3. I hit it at 2. He comes in on a 4. I hit it at 1. He comes in with a press down. I umbrella. Before I get a chance to do my vertical, he thrusts. So I do a vertical to the outside to deflect. So let's change to show the other side. Let me just show the spear side facing the camera. It's 1, 2, broken 2 in the reverse angle, 3, 4 steps in. You see my hand is yoked here in a Y format. I've stepped in, pressed down, and thrust. So your basic drill is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, press down, thrust, and you see this brings you into a middle grip. And it's your basic warm-up drill. Technique 1 out of set 3. I fake on 1, come up on 4, press down. Right after the press down, I cut towards both knees on the outside. I go to thrust towards the hips. He carries and charge in. I counter his charge with the press here, slide back, cut the throat, and thrust to the hips. See the other side. No, we did that side. This side. We did start this way. We're engineers. This is only for members. Take the 1, come into 4, press down. As soon as that slides off his stick, I'm going for the knees, or his sword. Then from here I go to thrust, He parries, he charges. I counter his charge with the press here. It's basically a hit against his forearm with the shaft of the spear. Pull back, cut the throat or arm, go back for a thrust of the hips. That's technique number one.